When should you create one? We say everybody should have one, and we recommend updating it annually. We're going to talk to a few of these influential factors that will help you when you need to create one.
Yeah, I mean, I think that timing and frequency of developing an update in that is really, depends on the type of facility, right? So it can vary. So every one should be customized and reviewed and figured out based on the type of business and the type of facility. So, you're not going to plan, say, a data center the same as an office space, right? So as you're going through, one of the first factors we think about is the type of facility. And then we go to the age and building system type, right? You could have a 30-year-old building that has 5-year-old infrastructure because 5 years ago, it needed a refresh. Or you could have a 100-year-old building, some of these older buildings, brick and beam buildings that you put in science and technology lab spaces into. And when you're doing that, you could be on your third or fourth generation of building systems, right? You're going back to the, 1800s, so you're coming back in these buildings where the systems have been turned over so many times. So the age and system is important to consider when building these plans. The next we talked about, as as companies change and update, business change, you need to adapt the plans, and you need to factor in these changes and how they're going to impact the capital planning. Right. Recently, we've seen a uptick in ESG, right, and figuring out ways to bake those goals into the capital plans, right? So thinking and considering that, maybe going decarb. So being aligned on what the business goals are, and making sure that those are considered when planning.
Yeah, so you get into financial cycles and then budget planning. And the key thing there is to understand the value of your money. So if you're looking at an asset today, it might cost you, say $50,000. But if you have to move that money forward, say 20 years, or even 10 years or 5 years, let's just say it's moving it forward 10 years. If you take $50,000 and you move it forward 10 years, and you're going to replace that in 10 years, you have to figure out what that is going to cost 10 years from now. And everybody tries to use a crystal ball, but you'd have to use some basic economic principles and say that inflation has been 2.5 to 3%, maybe a little more than that over the last 20 years. And you can take that and escalate it to the future value of money. So $50,000 10 years from now, based on inflation, might be $67,000, $68,000. And that gives you the cost of the money. That doesn't give you the cost of the project. You need to have design contingency. You need to have economic and kind of commodity volatility built into that. So we talk about tariffs today a lot, but the tariffs themselves also could be replaced with commodity instability. The cost of steel or copper might go up or down. Typically things go up, they don't go down. But in that case, you have to include another 15 or 25% of contingency to make sure you cover that. So you need to put all of those costs into your capital plan. So when you're budgeting future money, you're doing the best you can at the time that you budget it. Updated each year, of course, so you get there.
Great point.
And then, of course, the idea that if you don't understand the condition of the asset that you're going to replace, you might miss timing, right? You could be too late. It could be after it failed. So we talk about maintaining your reports, maintaining your maintenance records, understanding that you're always doing visual inspections. But the key there too is at the end, or maybe the year before, if you think you want to push it a year because you don't have the capital that year, you need to do some testing, retro commissioning testing, to verify that it has the capacity, it has the useful life to make it through another year or two. So through testing, you can adapt and modify your plan, but you do need to make sure you have the appropriate testing plan in place to verify.